Wealth, fame, power. Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, attained this and everything else the world had to offer, and his dying words drove countless souls to the seas.
You want my treasure? You can have it. I left everything I gathered together in one place. You just have to find it.
These words lured men to the Grand Line in pursuit of dreams greater than they ever dared to imagine. This is the time known as the Great Pirate Era. Oh, it's dumb. Hi, my name's Grady. I'm the fucking one friend who won't shut up about One Piece and how you need to watch it and catch up and join us in our fucking goofy pirate adventure that I love so very much. But please wait, I know you've blown that person off over and over and over again and said it's too long and all that, but I want to tell you right now, before you click off the video, I get it. It's way too long. It's too hard to catch up on. It's hard to find the time, the focus, and quite frankly, the fucks to give about a new show. Especially one at this length. But I want to make sure that you understand that it's worth every single second. In this video, I want to give my layout, a treasure map, if you will, for how you should approach One Piece as a whole. I want to highlight what to watch, what to skip, and what to go back to. Because if we're being completely honest, One Piece has been going since 1997, and like a lot of other anime in the time, it suffered from filler, it suffered from recaps being half an episode, and overall pacing issues at certain times. Here's what I want to do. I want to take you guys arc by arc through the show and highlight the importance of each section of the show on overall impact to the narrative, and how, in my opinion, would be the best way to approach it. I want to do this with very few spoilers, if any at all. I know that's not necessarily possible, but I'm going to try my very darndest to do so. So before I begin, I do want to argue why you should care. One Piece, at a base level, is a story about a group of friends who are going on a pirate adventure. It's inherently goofy. There's a character who uses 3 swords at once. The main character is a rubber man. It's big dumb. I love it. It's about loyalty, it's about friendship, it's about believing in yourself and following your dreams. But on a deeper level, it explores topics of war, discrimination, self-sacrifice, cannibalism, the justice system, genocide, conspiracy, and what it truly means to be a family. It's a show that's made me laugh, it's made me cry, it's sent shivers down my spine and made my hair stand on end. It's just full of cool and funny shit and weird shit, and it might be the last chance you guys have to catch up, because right now we still don't know what the One Piece is. And you might be able to make it in time to discover this end to the journey with the rest of us. So if you can just hear me out, I might be able to help you make it in time. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to make sure in the description down below that the episodes that I suggest are there for your convenience. But we're just going to jump into it. First things first, the East Blue. This is the beginning of the show and the beginning of our adventure. It's the first arc, first bit. It's super important. Don't skip it. It's episodes 1 through 44. This gives us the introductions and the backstories of the core members of the crew. Remember that characters will grow and they will progress, and a character that might suck now, like Sanji, who I know is the worst to deal with, but he's now one of my favorite characters. If you're still on the fence after these first 44 episodes, the next 10 reveals the greater narrative. These episodes in Town give us a bit more of an understanding of the intro sequence and Luffy. These episodes are 45 through 53, so to condense that down, watch episodes 1 through 53. If you're ready for things to get weird and cool, keep going. If you can't be bothered, drop it. Say you watched the first 53 episodes, just know that you didn't make it to the Grand Line. All right, pause. Let's take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Oh my god, dude, don't you just fucking love One Piece? One Piece is so fucking good, dude. It's so fucking genius world builder. Oh no, it's a fucking genius. Oh my gosh, you love it. It's crazy, but I mean, I love it too, but wait. Hold on a second. I have good news and I have bad news. I can surely say, without a doubt, you should skip episodes 54 through 61 and we're straight into the Grand Line. Easy. As with all of these segments that I say you should skip, go back. When you need more, just go back and watch it again later. It's fine. It's great. It might be filler, but there is some fantastic filler in this show. The bad news is that the next 2 arcs Arabasta and Skypiea were released between the years of 1999 and 2004, and the pacing suffers because of it. The way I would move forward through both arcs is by not being scared to skip forward a bit in each episode, as the flashback or recap sections of the show can be tiring, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in just a sec. Episodes 62 through 130 are part of the Arabasta arc. This is a pretty important segment of the show, as that for the most part lays out the environment where our adventure will be taking place. I don't recommend you skip a massive chunk about it, but if you're careful, you can watch every other episode and fill in the gaps using the beginning of the show callbacks, like when they start the show off and they recap exactly what happened last time. If you think you missed something cool, I recommend going back, but overall this will cut down the episodes immensely. And you should also skip episodes 131 through 143 because it's just filler. The next arc after Arabasta, and also one that suffers from poor pacing, is the Sky Island arc. Now this is an arc that I think people have the most burnout during. People far and wide know Skypiea is where I stopped, but a lot of people love it. Personally, I think you should skip it. It's my most controversial take of this whole fucking video. A lot of people love Sky Island, but personally, I think you should skip most of it. I think you should watch episodes 144 to 152 and then move forward to the next arc, and just keep in mind that they went to an island in the sky. My reason for this is that there's enough callbacks to the Sky Island in future episodes that you can understand for the most part what went on up there. If you skip this, you can avoid the burnout that comes along with binging this section of the show, but I think it's worth going back to once you've caught up. We're gonna skip ahead a fucking huge chunk. You're gonna go to episode 227, the end of Long Ring Long Land, because while the Foxy Pirates, it's funny, it's not necessary. It might feel a little disjointed, but we're gonna save ourselves valuable time, and it's not gonna be too confusing. At this point, you're gonna be going through Water 7 and Ennie's Lobby, episodes 227 through 325, but you need to make sure to skip episodes 291, 292, and 303. I don't want to spoil it. This is my favorite section of the show. It's so fucking good. We still don't know who Sniper King is. It's great. Water 7 and Ennie's Lobby are highly based around the ship, highly based around Usopp, and it's highly based around the Straw Hats' vision of what it means for them to be together and care about each other against all adversity. Super important thematically, super important as far as the boat that they're on as well. Skip a bit and the Straw Hats find themselves at Thriller Bark. You're going to want to watch episodes 337 through 381. The arc is pretty simple. It's pretty important. It's very much based around suffering loss and dealing with loss and putting yourself on the line for the people you care about. I think it's a very important arc in character development. I think it's a very important arc in regards to togetherness of the crew. So I don't recommend you skip it. I think overall this arc is kind of flouted as an overrated one, but I do think that there are definitely at least 3 or 4 moments in this that are fucking legendary. It is a fantastic part of the show. Arc is spookily simple, just episodes 337 through 381. Enjoy this arc, please. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. If you're a fucking degenerate, you can watch episodes 802 and 803, and then 608 and 609. You can skip everything I just talked about. It's messed up. You shouldn't do it. I'm gonna fucking call your mom and tell her you need to be picked up because you're being a fucking degenerate and you're not invited to my One Piece watch parties ever again. But you will be insanely abridging the show, and it makes it a little bit easier. Now, whether your mom had to pick you up or not, you're at the time skip now. The spiritual halfway point of the show. We're halfway through already. I know it's been a lot. At this point, you're gonna hit the Sabaody archipelago. It's important to watch through that as the Straw Hats are kind of at their lowest, but then there are 3 parts of the next bit of the show. There's Impel Down, there's the Summit War, and then there's all of the training. Because as always, shown in anime, you have to have a time skip. You have to show back up and be even more powerful than before, and your friendship is even better than it was before. Oh, baby. Out of the 3 parts of this arc, I think the most important is the Summit War, and then Impel Down, and then the training bits. The Summit War goes on and highlights the battle between Luffy and the world government. Impel Down is Luffy breaking out of prison, and you meet a lot of new characters. And then there's the training arcs, which they're important, but at the same time, I think you can skip by them and not much is lost. You want to watch episodes 385 through 483, while skipping 426 through 429 and 492. And if you were really, really in a rush, and I mean really, because you better not skip here because Impel Down is so fucking good, you can go the super secret way and watch 385 through 405 and then do 457 through 489. And just keep in mind that between the two, Luffy broke out of prison, but Impel Down is so good, you probably don't want to skip it. Time skip over. If you're still here, hell yeah, welcome to the new fucking world. The Straw Hats are back together and better than ever. The next arc is Fishman Island. This is mainly an arc based around showing off how cool everyone's gotten since the time skip. The arc itself is episode 517 through 574, while you skip 542. Fishman Island has a few things that are important for the overall narrative, but I do think that you can skip most of it. You just have to make sure that you know that coming out of it, Luffy's pissed off Big Mom, one of the Emperors of the Sea. It's a good arc, it's fun, but I think overall, if you're skipping, it's not as necessary as other arcs, for sure. So I think I'm just going to recommend that you watch 517 through 522. This takes us to Dressrosa, episodes 579 through 746, with the for sure skippable episodes 590 and 626 through 628 as filler. This is the same as the last arc. I think you can get away with just watching 629 through 746. If you follow this recommendation, you'll mainly be watching just the main island of Dressrosa, and you'll miss out on Punk Hazard. But I think Punk Hazard is not as narrative driven as Dressrosa is. Dressrosa is essential in highlighting the difference between someone who takes advantage of people and someone who liberates people. Very much the overall problem in the world of One Piece. This brings us to the last two arcs of the show. You're going to start watching from 751 and just not stop, apart from these episodes, which are filler. These last two arcs are the climax of the show, super important as far as narrative, as far as character building of the crew, not leaving people behind, all that good fucking Straw Hat stuff that makes me all warm and fuzzy inside, baby. And boom, just like that, you're caught up. If you followed my guide, that's 691 episodes versus the normal 1070. Hope that helps out, maybe just a little bit. And hey, if it's still too long for you, there's always the manga. It's way quicker to catch up that way. At the end of the day though, I think the most important thing is to enjoy the journey. One Piece is long, but the ending catches up to you. I love the Straw Hats. I love the adventures that they've been on, every single one, even the filler, but I understand that catching up is a task at hand. And hopefully this video helped you out with it. If it did, leave a like, maybe comment, tell me what helped, what didn't. And if you've watched before and you're just watching this video because you wanted to see what my ideas were, let me know what I got wrong, what I got right. I hope you're able to use the video to catch up. If you do, I'm really, really excited to enjoy One Piece together.